Welcome, everybody, to the SEO to AEO webinar series. Today, we're talking about authenticity wins, using video to build trust in an AI-saturated world. Tell us in the chat, like I've been saying, make sure you introduce yourselves. You mute when you connect, and you say who you are, your location, your position, and company. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, too. I'm going to put a question of the day. This is questions of the day, more than question. We're talking about trying to make these the best sessions we can make and as helpful as possible for you. So if you have any gaps, anything that you don't know how to do with SEO to AEO, how answer engine optimization is frustrating, or anything you want to learn, and especially today, if you have anything that you're struggling with video for answer engine optimization, please put it in the chat, and as we go, we'll definitely go through your questions and try to answer everybody here. I'll be going through questions throughout the presentation, and then we have a Q&A at the end too. I love that everybody's connecting. London, everybody from all over the world. I love this, guys. Zach, Lawrence, you guys are awesome. So let's get this party started. So just a quick introduction here. My name is Gabriel Marguglio. I'm the CEO and founder of Nextiny Marketing. We are a HubSpot solution partner with more than 23 years in business. And we do everything HubSpot. HubSpot websites, HubSpot marketing, sales and service, HubSpot implementations and audits, and of course, SEO and now AEO. And we run all of our strategies through HubSpot. I'm going to put some links here for my website, for my LinkedIn, for some of the content that we have. I'll be sharing some of the content too, but right here is my LinkedIn and my website in case you want to connect. We also have an SEO to AEO guide that we are sharing with all of you guys, and make sure everybody mutes themselves as you come in. Thank you, guys. This SEO to AEO guide is something that came about from all the events we've been running since last year, more than 10 events now in this series. And I put a guide together so everybody can download it and go from there. So I won't bore you with that. This gives you a 90-day plan to launch your SEO and AEO campaign in 2026. We also have an SEO AEO optimization package, which is like an audit and optimization package in case you want to check it out. And we are part of the HubSpot Academy, and we are relaunching our video bootcamp into the video strategy bootcamp for loop marketing, sales, and service. So this bootcamp not only is going to be talking about how to do video and how to record and what to keep in mind when you're doing video, but it's all integrated into loop marketing, sales, and service, making sure that the video becomes part of the fuel of your loop engine. Today, we're going to talk a lot about that. But the bootcamp is a 6-week bootcamp. It's a very, very intense bootcamp where we're going to talk about all these things. And I'll share the link to the bootcamp here too. If you can all mute yourselves as soon as you come in, that would be amazing. Again, I'll share the bootcamp link in a second so everybody has the ability to register to the bootcamp. This is, again, a full 6-week bootcamp about video and how to use video strategy to fuel your loop marketing, sales, and service strategies. Let's finish some housekeeping items here. This is a webinar series, and we are running multiple webinars for this. We're running 2 a month. This is the first one in February, but I have another one already scheduled for February 25th. I'm going to share the link here, which is the one about AI tools every HubSpot marketer should master. So make sure you check that event. And here's the link for the HubSpot Academy bootcamp we're running. So let us know if you have any questions from that. Let's get into the agenda for today. And as you connect, please keep introducing yourself. Tell us who you are, where you're connecting from. Make sure you go on mute. For some reason, it's not happening automatically, so make sure everybody's on mute. And let us know if you have any questions. Let us know who you are, where you're connecting from, and if you have any questions about everything we're talking about here. I'll be answering questions throughout the presentation and at the end. So today's agenda is, first of all, we're going to do a quick review on how AI is redefining client acquisition, how it's changing, not only visibility and lead generation and sources, but also how it's affecting the whole buyer's journey. I'll talk a little bit about the shift so everybody's up to date with that. Hi, Juan from Argentina. I'm originally from Argentina too, Buenos Aires. So, hola, Juan, ¿cómo estás? Then we're going to talk about why is video good for AI discovery? What makes video so special and so important for AI discovery and AEO? We're going to talk about how to use video as a source of AI content. And we're going to talk about how to optimize videos for AEO. At the end of this session, you should know how to create a video engine to fuel your loop marketing strategy. So we'll talk about all of that today. And first, let's talk about what changed, right? Like search isn't links anymore, it's answers. Yes, Google's still very important. We'll talk about that in a second. But AI is not just replacing, enhancing, because Google's using AI too. Search for people. People are not just looking for websites they can click on. They're looking for direct answers to their questions. They're vetting you. They're asking about your competitors, about your products, about your services. All of these things are happening on AI models like ChatGPT, Perplexity. So now AI overviews, ChatGPT and other ones are, changing the way people find you and the way people ask about questions about you and vet you along the way. So how do we stay visible in an AI, answer first world? So just to talk about what changed, this is changing before AI. 60% or more of Google searches now end up on 0 clicks, which means people get to your website only, if they want to. They don't need to get to your website. They don't need to click through your website to find the information that they need. AI made that even harder. 70% of B2B buyers complete their decision journey before contacting your sales team, if you have one. But the good news about all of this, even though this makes AI your new homepage, the good news is that leads that come from AI are 3 times as high converting leads into a client because of the source. And that has everything to do with people vetting you and understanding and becoming more qualified leads before they become leads. The other good news is that Google's still 210 times bigger than ChatGPT in search. Yes, things are changing. Yes, things are evolving, but don't freak out. Google's still very important. SEO is really important. Now, one of the things that I always love showing is this. This is a HubSpot portal from one of our clients where you can see that in the same month, they had 4,000 visits, 42 leads, and 1 client from Google, from organic search, right? At the same time, they got 90 visits from AI referrals, 2 leads, and 1 client. The same amount of clients with a lot less conversations, a lot less noise, a lot less visits. And this should continue to grow. So what we're saying here is it's not a replacement. It's an additional source of leads and visits, but it's an additional source of leads and visits that is higher quality, higher qualified leads that turn into clients. So keep this in mind as we talk about all these things. So people are like, is SEO dead? Is finally SEO dead? And SEO is definitely not dead. Now, what some people call SEO, which I call lazy SEO, is dead. We've been calling SEO dead for decades now because of, Panda and this update and that update and what Google said. And now ChatGPT exists. You know what? SEO is more important than ever. We just need to add layers on top of SEO so it also works for AI. So SEO is not dead. SEO is now SEO plus AEO, or you can just do AEO, which is basing everything. All the basics and structure of SEO are still very important, but we need to add on top some layers of important things that need to happen for AI to also be able to find your content. So not only we're trying to make Google's life as easy as possible to find you and quote you and put you in the links, but also we're trying to make AI models, Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, all of them, Claude, make sure that it's easy to find the information, that it is trustworthy, et cetera, so you are cited and you become the answer in AI. Any questions, guys? I'll keep going, but if you have any questions, please let me know. So AEO is bigger than discovery. I want to keep repeating this. AI impacts the entire buyer journey. The entire buyer's journey is impacted by AI. People are not only finding businesses, solutions, services, products on AI in addition to Google, but also people are vetting you. People are researching you. They're comparing you, your solutions, your products, your services up until the last second before they sign a contract. They're using AI to have full-on conversations about you without you. And if you don't control that narrative, AI will find the information and give it to them, even if it's not true. A good example of this is pricing pages. I know a lot of software companies don't put pricing pages. They don't want to share the prices. And then what happens is AI, when it's asked about your pricing, it's going to go try to find the pricing somewhere else. And if it can't find it, it can even invent it. It might say, oh, well, what I see is people are saying this and that, because AI is going to try to find reputable information. And if you are not providing it, if you don't control the narrative, then AI will just find the information or try to come up with the information like a brain would do, like a human would do. Not comparing AI with humans, but very close. We'll talk about other examples of that. So I'll just share that I have a whole AEO checklist and an article, a whole video and webinar checklist and an article, and a whole 90-day AEO plan. I'm going to just share these links so you guys can go through these before I keep boring you with a lot of generic information that you didn't come to do here. But right here are all the articles we have created. And I included another one from our latest event 2 weeks ago, which was all about schema, is how to implement schema, why schema is so important for AI and AI visibility. And I included that article there too. I won't bore you with these things. Let's get right into this. So again, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. As you connect, keep introducing yourselves and keep muting yourselves so everybody can hear. Make sure you put the questions in the chat so we can go through them as we go in the session. Any questions, guys? You want to put them in the chat while I keep going, and I will promise you I will go through them right there. So, why is video so good for AI discovery? Why AI loves video? The first thing is that video is a very powerful, trustworthy medium. What happens is it sends the signals that AI needs to understand if you are trustworthy, if you're authentic, if you're real. At the end of the day, we live in a world where anybody can fake anything. Anybody can fake video, voice, anything. So your reality, you showing that you're real, that you have real clients that are saying the real things, making mistakes, laughing, sneezing on camera, are actually sending the signals that you are real. You're doing real things with real clients. And that is your face, your voice, your authenticity, your expertise, your clarity. This, what we're doing right here, is real. And this is a great signal for AI to know that I'm running webinars to teach you as much as I can from everything we're doing from our clients. I'm bringing my expertise from the years of experience on SEO and all the people that we help with, and the latest of the greatest tests that we've run with our clients and ourselves in the last 6 months. All of this is real information that's going to be on this video. And then from this video is going to go to a lot of different places. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. That creates that emotional connection, that tone, all of this is trust. Trust signals saying that you exist, you're real, and AI should take information from here, because all of you real people, you're not bots, are going to ask me questions, and I'm going to answer those questions. Those FAQs are going to go to my content, and that's exactly what AI wants. It wants to answer my ideal clients' questions when they're asking it. That's why video is so powerful. Video checks all the boxes: real, knowledgeable, and human. I keep repeating this. I'm not the only one saying this out there. Companies that are going to win in 2026, 7, 8, 9, and 2030, believe it or not, 2030 is coming, are the companies that are going to stay human, that are going to create more human connections. AI is amazing. We're going to use AI for all of these engines, but definitely stay human. And that's what AI wants. It wants to see the reality. How important is it to create video content and create webinars and put them on social media? Well, this is something that actually our AEO expert internally was doing an audit in one of our newest clients, and she found that AI, that's one of our spreadsheets, AI actually was citing a video webinar that this company did 11 years ago. This tells you how important video is because they didn't find any videos from the last 11 years that were actually trustworthy, but it found this one that was, and it cited it from 11 years ago. This is all about controlling your narrative. If you are not posting the latest webinars, if you are not teaching people things, if you're not connected in a human way with your audience, you will have AI post and cite things from the past, from 11 years ago, social posts that are old, outdated information that has the wrong name, the wrong address, the wrong information. That's why it's so important to not only focus on the basic SEO things that are the foundation of AEO, but also create content on an ongoing basis, especially video content like this one. And one of the most important parts is you don't need to make this a Hollywood production. These don't have to be perfect videos because perfection could be fake. You need real human connections. That's why webinars are one of the best places where you can do this. Podcasts, another great place where you can do this. And if you do video podcasts or video series, amazing sources of the right content with the right signals for AI. Taylor, you say we use an accordion for FAQs for schema. Is that not as good as putting them as basic H2s? It doesn't matter how you put it on your website. You need the website content for the FAQ on the actual page so you can see it, and it's exactly the same as the schema that's in the back. You need to add schema for that FAQ. That doesn't happen automatically. So you need to copy that, and it has to be exactly the same content because it's going to think you're cheating it if you don't. And more of that in that article that I wrote about schema, all about how to create it. We'll talk a little bit about schema for video today, but definitely FAQs are super, super important. And another reason why video is great, because that FAQ and that schema can go into a blog, into a page, and that makes it even better. So let's talk about a little bit more about why AI loves videos. Not only the video is there, the reality is there, and AI is watching and sourcing more and more video content, but there's a transcript and there's chapters and there's spoken keywords and there's entities that are mentioned in the video and there's questions that are answered on the video and there's subject matter expertise explored in the video, especially in a video like this one. You're not going to just post any video, post videos that have these kind of things, because that is exactly what AI wants you to put. That's exactly where AI will get the information. So every clip you get from that video becomes an answer opportunity. You can even have clips for different FAQs. Every word in your transcript becomes part of the AI answer, and it will cite the video from the transcripts. That's why transcripts are very, very important. This is a huge advantage that a lot of people miss. When you create a video and you post it on your website and you put it on YouTube, the first thing you want to do is make sure the transcript is there. The transcript is correct. You're not going to transcript the whole thing. AI is going to probably do it for you. We use Wistia to do full transcripts. But then I go in and I drop the whole transcript on ChatGPT and I say, what's wrong about this transcript? Help me fix it. Tell me what I need to go fix. And it'll say, well, you said ChatGPT and it's written ChatGPT or something like that. It's some weird word. So I go and I fix the transcript. Our team fixes the transcript on YouTube, on Wistia, on all the different platforms we have to make sure the transcripts are exactly what I said. And these transcripts can be used to create content later. We'll talk about that content engine in a second. The other thing is make sure that when you include video, either on YouTube or on your website, that video is visible by AI. And there are different ways to put videos on your website and all the different activities that you have in your blogs. If you use Wistia or Vidyard or HubSpot Video, all those platforms will include a lot of SEO into it. The title, the description, sometimes the whole transcript. Wistia has a whole LLM friendly mode that puts the whole transcript in the code. But some of those don't even put schema, which is also very important. We'll talk about video schema. For example, if you have your YouTube videos embedded on your website, those videos won't have schema. I'll tell you how to do it later. And the reason why all of this is great is because of EAT. EAT has been a longstanding SEO important aspect of SEO, which is experience, expertise, authoritative, and trustworthiness. And this is exactly what you can get out of video and sound and podcasts and webinars when you're running these campaigns. It is easier for AI to understand if you're trustworthy, if you're an authority, if you have the experience, because you're saying the words. You are a human being saying words to another human being. It's easier for them to understand that this is trustworthy content to cite. Of course, it has to be the right content too. It has to be someone that knows what they're talking about. So invite your prospects to webinars and live sessions. Share real customer experiences and clips. Be visible with your face and your voice to build the trust, and have your team post insights and lessons publicly. Like, we'll talk about how you can turn this into an engine, but this is the power of video with AEO. Any questions, guys? I'm going to pause there for a second. Put them in the chat if you have them. All good. Brain filling. Yes. We'll go through a million things in 20 more minutes. but I promise you, there's how-tos and there's a lot of things, a lot of resources that we can talk about. So the first thing is, where do you get these videos? Because people get frustrated about video, and they even get too hung up in the production of video. They're like, oh, there has to be a big production. We need a studio. We need professionals. And yes, you can do that. And you can do video series and podcast series. And I encourage you, if you have the money and the resources and the equipment and the people, do it, because we have done it for ourselves and our clients. And it always pays off to create video series and all kinds of efforts that will make your brand look better. People will spend more time on your brand. But yes, Lawrence, great point. Imperfect now is better than perfect never. I agree with you. Progress, not perfection. That's the way I always say that same thing. Progress, not perfection. We use these Zoom recordings and transcripts to fuel our whole content strategy, and there's no high production needed. We are using this knowing that we can create high-end videos. We can put, sofas and sit down in front of people and invite, by the authorities, and we can even do it remotely. We've done it with many of our video series. Martech Masters is a good example where we actually did a full-on series, first in person and then remote after the pandemic. So long story short, you can do it any way you want. But imperfection today, I would even say it's better than perfection, because AI will get my sneeze as a signal that I'm real. I'm a real human and not some robotic AI, what's it called? Avatar speaking when I'm some other person in another part of the world. That is happening nowadays. So I even consider the reality of the imperfection of things a potential benefit to your strategy. So do not get hung up on the quality as a Hollywood production. You can get this from public webinars. You can get this from in-person events that you record with a camera. You can get this from, private webinars internally with your clients, your partners. You can run video series like we were talking about. You can do internal team meetings. Literally, I took a full meeting with a client where we talked about implementing Service Hub and doing a lot of great things with their internal team. This is a franchise client. And I took that meeting, dump it on ChatGPT, and created a full pillar page article about how to implement Service Hub for franchise owners to help them with communication through tickets and customer portal and all these great things. And I literally had a meeting where I demoed these. And I said, this is great. There's quotes from the client saying how frustrated they were with this communication. There's a lot of great things that we can take from into an article. And the article is already live. The meeting happened last week. So at the end of the day, this could be a private meeting. You don't have to name the client. You don't have to name the person. And you can build this engine where videos and recordings of meetings, all kinds of meetings, internal, external, trainings, all of these fuel your content strategy. And then think about it way more. You have a meeting with an internal person in your team, and the person gives you a great idea. You turn that meeting into an article. Like this could become fuel for all your content strategy. And because it's real, because it's coming from video, and if you can use the video even better, you can expand that whole thing. How do you do it? You create a blog post. You create 5 to 20 short social clips. You create an FAQ section with all the questions you got on the session. You can create a podcast version with an audio. You can create LinkedIn posts and YouTube video with chapters. You can create email nurturing campaigns from it. You can create a whole pillar page update of all of this. So this is what I'm trying to explain. I'm running my own loops through webinars and videos and recordings of meetings to create content faster and get more visibility from Google and AI faster and better than ever. And I'm doing it all on my own. I'm not taking my team. I don't need a full team. I can run these loops because of AI. We're using AI to accelerate these efforts. And by building these content engines where we can create from, in the past 4 or 5 months, I run 10 events about this from all the tests we've been running. From those 10 events, there's 10 recordings, 10 videos on YouTube. There's 5 pillar blogs. Has been 20, 25 LinkedIn comments and LinkedIn posts that I have done with clips. All of this keeps expanding and expanding and expanding, and it's making us the authority in a lot of these topics because it's all interconnected. And it all comes from these webinars that we're running here. So how do you create all of this? How do you go from a recording to all of these other assets? Of course, all of you are using AI nowadays. All of you have ChatGPT at your disposal. You can do this with HubSpot internally in the Content Hub with the new tools. But one of the things is I challenge AI to rate what it's doing. So I put the whole transcript and I say, you are an expert. You're an expert in creating content that is going to be pillar content that's going to be great for humans, great for SEO, and great for AI. I want you to do all of this. I want you to ask me a bunch of questions, clarifying questions, and then I want you to rate the outcome. And you need to tell me between out of 10 how good is it for humans, SEO, and AI. And I came up with these kind of prompts. As you can see, it's a full-on conversation, but this is the prompt. The prompt is, you're an expert content strategies that does this and this and this. You specialize in turning transcripts into great content, but that great content needs to be great for human flow, for SEO optimization, AI optimization, editorial polish, and in the final outcome, I want the schema, I want the AEO, the SEO, and I want you to ask me a bunch of questions before you start. And then I create these long form pieces of content and I keep iterating with AI to tell me, how is it doing? Is it 10 out of 10? Oh no, it's 8.3 for humans. And why? Tell me why. And keep iterating until you get to as close as possible to 9.5, 9.8, 10 on all three. And what's really interesting is because this content came from a video, from a meeting like this one or a webinar, the content is not rated AI created. It's 20, 25, 30% AI generated that's tested with a zero GPT. I use zero GPT to test all articles. And you can see it's not even created, it's not considered as AI generated content because it came from me. It came from my voice, my transcript. That's the beauty of this, is that video and webinars and video series actually create content that is human because it came from us, from reality. So creating blogs from webinars, the workflow is simple. I just talked about all of these things. Now, make sure it's good for humans, AEO, and SEO. Don't just say optimize for AI because it's going to be just a bunch of Q&A and bullets that nobody wants to read or nobody wants to engage with. And if you go to the articles that I just shared with you guys, you'll see there's a lot of that, but there's a lot of images, there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of questions and answers. We are structuring the blogs as H2s should be questions, and then there should be a right answer right there, and then there should be bullets and links and sources and stats and all those things that make the blog not only engaging, but a source of trust for us, as we know what we're talking about, and we're also sourcing the information from the right places, right? What's great is you can turn these into series, and that's when you get consistency. And we've been doing video marketing for a lot of companies for more than 10 years now. And people always ask us, how do you get to get success? How do you measure success in video efforts? And measuring success in one video, it's like measuring success in one blog. Consistency is one of the most important things. What's great about creating a consistent video series or a webinar series like this one, we run 2 events every month, right? It's because it creates the consistency for everything else. We will never run out of content. We will never run out of pillar types of content we can create, of linking posts I can engage with and post and have people engage with, and videos that we can post with those, because we're constantly creating these webinars that then turn into blogs and emails and social posts and clips and all those things. And the answer becomes, we become the answer on AI. As you can see, not only our LinkedIn posts, but our YouTube videos, along with our pages on our website, become the answer from AI. It all works together. And this is what HubSpot has been talking about with loop marketing. This is a multi-channel effort. AEO is not, you write a blog and you hope for Google to pick it up like you did 15 years ago or 10 years ago. This is a multi-channel effort. You need to put the video on YouTube. You need to put the video on Wistia, embed it on your page. You need to use the transcripts. You need to go post about it on LinkedIn. And as you can see, it works. Your LinkedIn posts become the answer of AI. Your videos on YouTube become the answer on AI, where Google is picking it up and ChatGPT and Perplexity are picking it up. Any questions, guys? Do you think AI avatars, AI voices don't work? I agree that real faces are better, but they also come with more production challenges. Martin, I'm going to tell you something. If you can avoid them, avoid them. Be real. Be as real as you can. Do crappy real content more often instead of creating high production fake content. Yes, there's a lot of great tools, Synthesia, and a lot of amazing tools coming up to create AI generated content that looks like you, that sounds like you. It's not you. And AI knows now and will know tomorrow even more that you created that with AI. And that is not what people want to see. I'm going to tell you something. AI will not cite it only because AI is trying to replicate what people want. The same way Google always wanted to cite and actually put you on the first page if you are the trustworthy answer, and only if you are the answer. AI is trying to do the same. And if AI cannot trust it because you're creating it with AI and you're creating it with avatars, I can assure you, you will be cited less if you do it with AI than if you do a lower quality real video. At the end of the day, it comes back to what people want to see. People don't want to see AI avatars. They don't want to see robotic voices. Now, Maribel, using AI voices, that sounds great. You can create animation videos. You can create videos, how-to videos, and then use an AI voice as a voiceover. You can even turn your voice into an AI voiceover. That's great. Now, if you're going to do something like this and constantly having video, the avatars, in my opinion, the look of the avatars will put off people and will put off AI models too. And if you can use real voices, even better. There's something very important about the reality of things that I think people are missing. They want to create quantity faster by losing the humanity of the content. And people don't want to do business with an AI bot that you set up. People want to do business with you, with your brand, with your people. And that is going to be more and more and more important than ever. Lawrence, AI voice, I find it better than the full avatar for sure. But in the end, being you is better. Yes. Me with my mistakes, with my Argentinian semi-weird accent and all those things that make me and make me the crazy, excited person about AI and AEO that I am, are what people want to work with. They don't want to work with my robotic version of the perfect Gabriel that I don't exist, right? Don't do that. If AI doesn't trust AI content as much as human content, will the hype around it lessen over time? No. AI is going to continue to be the way people engage with content because Google is the past. Google will continue to exist, but it's evolving and changing. And we're all going to use AI all the time to engage with content. There's no hype there. There's no hype in discovery, and there's no hype in the way that people use content and use AI to make decisions. The hype is in the tools that tell you create 1 million videos tomorrow with this AI tool. That's hype. Hype is not AI for visibility and communication and using it every day to make decisions with the easiest way to get the conversation going and the easiest way to get the information. The hype is, go create 100 videos tomorrow and bombard the internet with a bunch of crap that nobody wants to watch. That's hype. That's for sure hype. The real Gabriel is better than the fake Gabriel. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. I always thought that my real self was better than my fake self, for sure. So let's talk about what you can do, right? And what AI wants to see. Make sure you ask, you have clear questions, clear connection to the ideal client's questions. And this is all They Ask You Answer. If you are familiar with They Ask You Answer, the book and the methodology, we use it for everything, including for videos. Make the questions the H2s of your blog, and it should be chapters in your video. Your videos should be organized in the same way that your blogs are organized as questions and answers. Use industry entities. Entities are very important for AI discovery and AEO. Entities are the name of your company, your name, the name of your technologies, your methodologies. In my case, Gabriel Marguglio, Nextiny Marketing, HubSpot, They Ask You Answer, AEO, SEO. All those are my entities, and these need to be part of what I'm talking about. Don't be ashamed of connecting your brand and your name. That is part of the puzzle for AEO, and video does it incredibly well. So demonstrate, create examples, strong points of view, clear takeaways. AI wants to know what you are doing, your opinion, your expertise. That's the most important stuff. Don't create robotic. We are a company that has been in business 20 years. Nobody cares. What are you doing right now to help your clients, your business, your whatever it is that you're doing right now? And that is critical right now. If not, it's going to take it from a video from 11 years ago. Remember the example we just talked about? And transcripts are incredibly important. Now, write question-based video titles. That's important. How do you optimize this for this? How do you do that? Add keyword-aligned descriptions, again, entities. Upload to YouTube with the full transcript. At the video object schema, we'll talk about schema in a second. And make sure that you embed it where the SEO and AEO is done there. So in this case, when we talk about schema, we're talking about the code behind the website. So you can have an embedded video, but you need to test it to see if there's schema. And if you're using YouTube, there's no schema on that video attached to your website. So what you need to do is, first of all, test your website pages that have videos or FAQs or whatever you're testing for schema, go using the schema test tool, and I can actually share it right here. Let me find my browser and go to schema test and put the URL right here for you guys. I use the Google schema test tool, the rich results test tool. Here's the link. So test your website pages, your blogs with the rich results test and see if schema shows up. If schema is not there, you need to add it manually for FAQs, for business, for all the different types of schema. I can reshare the schema article right here so you guys can check it out. This is how we do schema for websites, videos, FAQs, and all that stuff. And then you have to embed it. You have to put it on your website. If you're using HubSpot, you can just go on a blog or a page or anything. You can go to settings, general, and you scroll down until you get to additional code snippets. And on the head HTML, that's where you paste the schema. And you can ask me, okay, where do I get the schema? You can just tell ChatGPT, I'm going to embed this YouTube video, and you put the address on my website. What should be the schema? Give me a valid schema code, and ChatGPT will give you the code. You copy paste it on your website in there on the head of the snippets, and then you go test it again to make sure that it shows that you have the schema. So make sure you test schema. And this is a critical piece of the puzzle. In order for AI to cite your videos, to cite your transcript, to cite all these things, yes, you can put the video on YouTube, and yes, do that, because that transcript and all the schema on YouTube is going to be there. YouTube takes care of their own schema, but the schema code on your website is not added automatically by YouTube. So make sure you test, and that shows up on the website. So every time you have a YouTube video on a web page, you need to add the schema manually and then test it. Any other questions about schema? I know that's a whole thing. I did a whole session 2 weeks ago, and there's an article there. Any questions about that? And then again, this is another example how, again, like I showed before, LinkedIn posts and YouTube videos become the source on AI along with your website pages, your blog articles, and all those things. And one of the things that we've been doing lately is we're doing a lot of LinkedIn articles that are a question and an answer. So they ask you, answer again. You answer your ideal client's questions, and you format it in a question and an answer on your website, on your blog, on your H2s, on your videos, and on social media. You will be cited as the answer to that question. Make sure you format things correctly so it is easier for AI to cite you and make sure that it works. More examples of YouTube videos showing up as the answer. Again, videos from Wistia and YouTube videos showing up as the answer and as extra videos from AI on all different AI models. HubSpot, Google AI, Google feature snippets, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, all of them are using it. The other thing you can do to test is use the HubSpot AEO Grader. The HubSpot AEO Grader is an amazing tool that HubSpot launched not a long time ago. I think it was like 3-4 months ago. I'm going to share the link here again. The HubSpot AEO Grader allows you to not just see this specific individual thing, but it allows you to put your entities. You can put your company name, your location, your products and service names, and your industry. All of those things are entities. So what you're doing is you're putting your entities connected in that AEO Grader, and then HubSpot will give you a report of how those entities connected are actually showing up on OpenAI, Perplexity, and Gemini, the 3 top models. At the end of the day, you can find the gaps. You can find how AI is connecting the dots between your brand and that industry and that location and those entities to make sure that you find those gaps. We also test manually. That's the other thing that you shouldn't miss. You should go and test manually how you're showing up on AI. Of course, you can use the internal AEO strategy tool that is very similar to the AEO Grader, but more powerful inside your HubSpot account if you have the beta already running or if you have the new Content Hub. And also there's a new AI source for your reports in HubSpot. So make sure you understand what kind of referrals are you getting from AI, visits, leads, and clients, and start connecting the dots on how they came to you, where they went, which models. Understand what the models are showing. Try to control that narrative. One of the things we do as part of our AEO grader, our AEO SEO audit is to go to AI and ask about you. What is this company? What do they do? What are their products and services? Are they trustworthy? This and that. Like, go ask all those questions, document it on spreadsheets, understand where the gaps are. That's how we knew that that company was getting cited from a video that they did 11 years ago. That is a clear indication that you're not controlling the narrative if the sources are your competitors or some random review or a video from 11 years ago, right? Try to understand how AI is citing you, where the sources are coming from, and then fill the gaps with amazing video content, webinars that turn into all these other assets that work together. Videos by themselves are not enough. Blogs by themselves are not enough. SEO on its own is not enough. All of these things, multi-channel SEO, AEO, video, webinar, podcast-driven content that works together with your website, optimizing it all so AI can cite you as the answer from your ideal client's questions. Of course, I have a checklist here. It wouldn't be a good webinar if I didn't have a checklist for you. The title is a question. The subtitles are a question. The chapters are a question. Make sure everything is a question. How do I do this? How do I fix that? How is this changing? Clear thumbnails. Make it human. The thumbnail should be human. The human should be talking. Chapters added as questions on the blog, on the video. The transcripts with entities and chapters. Make sure that all of that is there. The video object schema, like we talked about. FAQs. Those are one of the most important things you can get out of these kind of videos is the FAQs. People will ask questions, and those should be on all the different assets. You should use those because those are real questions from real people on real events. And again, upload it on YouTube also, but make sure if you put it on your website, the schema is fixed. Make sure, again, the key takeaways, video is the strongest AEO signal you can produce. AI reads transcripts your expertise becomes indexable. It needs to be you and your expertise. Schema plus chapters plus transcripts dramatically increase the visibility. It has to all be there. And authenticity is better than perfection. We talked about it in multiple ways today. Make sure that you don't use AI fake stuff as much as you can. And that is it. Please rate us in the chat. I'm going to share more resources here like I did before. I'm going to share our website, my LinkedIn. I'm going to put my email here in case you guys want to email me directly. I shared our AEO SEO audit. I always do that. And I'm also going to share our next event, which is on to February 25th, which is from SEO to AEO, AI tools every HubSpot marketer should know and use. And definitely, if you need help, we're here to help. Download that AEO grader, that AEO guide that has everything we've been talking about and more. And if you want to start working with us, the easiest way to start working with us is definitely to go and check our SEO AEO audit, which is a 2-month, $3,500, 20-hour package where we go through everything we talked about and we give you exactly what you need to do next. Any questions, guys? Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share the recordings from our past sessions in case you guys want to check it out. Give us a 1 to 10 there. I see some 10s in there on this session. Will we next webinar be hosted? Linka, the original invite didn't work today. So yeah, the HubSpot changed the platform that we were using. We will continue to email you. Please register on the events. And I'm gonna see. Let me put the link to the new event too to make sure. Let me see right here. Google I'm going to check because I know the links have changed. But let me see HubSpot user groups. And I'm going to make sure that I share the event that we have. We're using a new platform called Hybrid, and Hybrid is different than Bevy, which is the platform that we were using. The next event in our two groups is the event for AI tools every marketer should use. And I'm going to share the Hybrid link right here, Riz, just in case. And you'll definitely get an email if you register to that event. I also see how many FAQ questions are too many for a page. Great question, Taylor. I'm going to say don't go crazy, right? If you have 10 questions, 15 questions, that's okay. If you did a full hour webinar and you have 10, 15 questions, that makes sense. If you have a whole service page and you have 5 to 10 questions, that's great. Now, if you put 35 questions, then maybe make that a blog. Top questions we get about this service, right? That could be a whole blog with FAQs, which is not a bad idea at all. We do that too with our clients. So a branch of a page like FAQs help for better visibility. Yes. And you can have them at the bottom of the page, with making a branch off page with I wouldn't have an FAQ page. That doesn't work anymore. FAQ pages are the past. Put the FAQs on the blogs that are related to those. Put the FAQs on the service pages that are related to those. Put your main FAQs on the home page. Do not create an FAQ page with all the FAQs. That dilutes the entities connected to those FAQs. So put them in the right places, Taylor. Any other questions, guys? Very helpful. Yes, mind blown, Taylor. Delete your FAQ page and scatter those FAQs along different blogs, along different pages, and connect them with the right places where you want AI to go because it is connected to that service, that product, that specific blog that was talking about that very thing. That will make that page rank better on Google, get more cited on AI, and be connected with the entities. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? If you want to come off mute, more than happy to go through more. Thank you, everybody, for connecting today. I'm going to stop sharing right now. Anything else you have to, anything you want to talk about? Any questions about SEO, AEO? Really enjoyed the session. 11 out of 10. Thank you, Lawrence. I love that. You make my day. Excellent webinar, Maribel. Please keep coming back. We're doing 2 a month. We only have one. How about the typewriters? Oh, Christopher, typewriters are my second life, right? Let me talk about the webinars and I'll tell you about the typewriters in a second. We have 2 more webinars a month. Every month, we're going to be 2 webinars about SEO to AEO all year long. So keep coming back, keep coming and registering to these. You'll be getting emails for these. We only have one because of this new platform that we're about to launch. 4 more for March and April. So stay tuned. Christopher, the typewriters, I own all those and about 200 of those. That's my collection. It connects me to the real world. Again, speaking about being real, and it's the best conversation starter I've ever had. Everybody asks me about the typewriters, so you're now part of that group. Debí tirar mis videos para AI search de acuerdo. I think I know where that's coming from, Taylor. Juan. Debí tirar más fotos. I know where that's coming from. Typewriters look cool, but I need my backspace. Yeah, seriously. There are some with backspace. I'm not going to go all in on this because this is a video webinar. Any other questions, guys? You have the original already. Nice. Keep that. It's going to be $1,000 this year. So keep that, Lawrence. Any other questions about AEO, video, anything? This was super fun, guys. Thanks for connecting today. We'll send you an email with the recap, the video, and some other resources. But let us know if you have any other questions, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you guys. Send me an email, connect with me on LinkedIn, and we'll stay in touch, okay? Yes, yeah, you need the typewriter to write in the apocalypse, right, Lawrence? Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, guys, it was great connecting today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll stay for a couple more minutes if anybody has a question. But have a great day. Have a great week, and let's keep rocking and rolling. Okay. Thank you, Lawrence. All right, everybody, have a good one.